The Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 25, verses 31 to 45. When we tell the stories with the children, especially when we tell parables with the children, we say these words. Once there was a person who did such amazing things and told such wonder-filled stories that people followed him. And as they followed him, they heard him speaking about a kingdom. This was not the kingdom they were living in. This was not a kingdom they had ever visited. This was not a kingdom they had ever even heard of. So one time they asked him, "Tell us, what is the kingdom of heaven like?" And he said, "The kingdom of heaven will be like this. All of the people will be gathered together, and I will meet the people, and I will separate the people in the way that a shepherd separates the sheep and the goats. I will put the sheep on my right and the goats on my left." What a strange thing to be divided this way. "And I will say to those on my right, 'Come, you are blessed by my Father. Inherit the kingdom. For when I was hungry, you gave me food. And when I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. When I was a stranger, you welcomed me. When I was naked, you clothed me. When I was sick, you took care of me. And when I was in prison, you visited me." Then the faithful will answer, "Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry or thirsty and gave you food and drink? When was it that we saw you as a stranger and welcomed you? Or was naked and gave you clothes? Or was sick and in prison and visited you?" And I will answer them, "Truly, I tell you, when you did it for one of the least, you did it for me." And then I will say to those on my left, "You do not know the kingdom, for I was hungry, and you didn't feed me. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was naked, and you didn't clothe me. I was a stranger, you didn't welcome me. I was sick, you didn't take care of me. And when I was in prison, you didn't visit." And then they will ask, "Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry? When was it that we saw you thirsty? When was it that we saw you in prison and did nothing?" And I will answer them, truly, I tell you, when you did not do for the least of us, you did not do it for me. So just as the sheep follow the shepherd and know they will be taken care of, those on the right will know Jesus, know the kingdom, and know love. And just as goats are stubborn and do not listen and do not know what is good, those on the left do not follow Jesus, do not know the kingdom, and do not know love. So I wonder what it means to be a sheep. And I wonder what it means to be a goat. And I wonder if there are places you have seen this kingdom. I wonder if there are times when you have felt like one of the least and been shown love. Or when you've seen one of the least and not known what to do. I wonder where this kingdom of heaven really is. This can be a really hard story to hear. It was for me when I first read it. I actually didn't want to do it. I was going to pick one of the easier stories, and then Nancy was like, no, you need to do this story. Because I really don't like the idea of Jesus dividing people, of judging people unworthy, and so I really struggled with this story, which is the point of parables. Parables are more than just stories with morals. They're stories that turn morals on their heads and make you think and make you, what is going on here? And it makes you look at the world in a very different way. And the choice of sheep and goats in this story is not random. Sheep need a shepherd. They need to be shown and taught where the good food is and where it is safe. Sheep are not very smart. And because we know that sheep are not very smart, we can often feel that being called like sheep means following blindly or not thinking for ourselves, so we don't always want to be lumped in with sheep following the shepherd blindly. But this isn't what we're supposed to read about the sheep in this parable. In this parable, the sheep learn and do as the shepherd does. In the other parables in the Bible that involve shepherds and sheep, the shepherd leaves 99 sheep to go and search for the one sheep that got lost, because every single person matters to God. In another parable, the good shepherd takes his sheep to the good pastures, protects them from wolves, takes them to the clean water. And we're reminded of Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. When we look at sheep in this way, we see that by following the example of Jesus, feeding those who are hungry, clothing those who have nothing. We become like Jesus and like God. Goats, on the other hand, are more independent animals. They're very capable of looking after themselves and don't require as much attention as a shepherd. In today's world that champions independence and individualism, goats and their freewheeling lifestyle seems pretty good. We don't like being told what to do or how to behave. We don't like being judged and found lacking. Yet the goats and all their stubborn individualism is lacking. They don't feed those who are hungry. They don't clothe those who need it. And we know what that looks like in this world today. When we think about people who are taking away children from their parents, people who are targeting religious buildings with violence, people whose selfishness creates suffering in others, maybe judging the goats doesn't seem quite so bad. So what we see in this parable is love. Love for those who are suffering, those who are in need, have less than us, who are, as the parable says, the least among us. Love is what we need. When we show them love, when we love our neighbor, and yes, even love the goats, as hard as that is sometimes, we show our love of God, and love is all we need. I'm going to sing my